Welcome to the Singers with Wings experience.
Fly with me, won't you?
Peace. What's good, guys? Impact last night wasn't that good. The go home show for Sacrifice Saturday night was not that good. It was okay. They were just coasting on through, basically, is the best way I can put it. They tried a little bit, especially with the main event, but even still, overall, the show just was not that good. So please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get started with the review. So this is Impact Wrestling, the go home show for Saturday's Sacrifice, March 3rd, 2022. So we kicked the show off with Eddie Edwards versus Steve Maclin. That ended in a DQ. Eddie got Kenny and he whacked him. And then post-match, there was a brawl that ensued with Team Impact and Honor No More. Some shit broke down. Vincent got on the mic, as did Heath. So the two of them cut promos, and then we come back from commercial, set up another impromptu match, Heath versus Vincent. Heath wins via the wake-up call, which to me is like a fucking version of the zigzag. And I hate that Vincent lost. It just doesn't make any sense. I feel like we should have had like a DQ in that match, in my opinion. I feel like one of the members of Honor No More should have got involved and just started, fucking shit up at least. Moving on, we have Masha Slamovich versus Rachel Rose. This was a short match. It was a squash match, like all of Slamovich's matches are. She wins via the snowplow. So it was called the Russian Death Machine, but with the whole, Ukraine-Russia stuff, they had to change it, which, kind of makes sense to an extent. They really should have just named it the RDM. That would have been kind of fine, in my opinion. They should have abbreviated it to that. Snowplow sounds like, kind of lame. So I do think she will, do good in due time, that being Slamovich, Masha Slamovich. Moving on, we in a backstage segment involving Guerrillas of Destiny and Violent by Design. They both cut promos, and they said, I got your back. And they just stared each other down, and that was it. Moving on, Madison Rayne versus Cassie Lee. Cassie Lee wins with some fuckery with Caleb with a K. She hit like a nice, what was that? Was that like a suplex fisherman brainbuster or some shit like that? Whatever she hit, she won with with that, and they're calling it, or she's calling it the Inspiral. So she won with the Inspiral. It's pretty badass. It's like a fucking inverted fisherman buster. It's kind of awesome. It's pretty cool. Chelsea Green versus Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz wins, so she is once again the number one contenders for the Knockouts Impact Knockouts Championship. She'll face Mickie James at Sacrifice, which we all knew. Then we had another squash match, Jonah versus Swinger. Post-match, PCO comes out. Those two brawl. Jonah headbutts PCO, does the Tsunami Splash, and then PCO pops up. It's like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna fuck you up. And then Jonah just dips out. And then we had the 8-man tag, Bullet Club versus Violent by Design and Guerrillas of Destiny. This was a no DQ match. There was some fuckery involved, and then Scott D'Amore came out, he cut a promo, and he made it a no DQ. In the end, Jay White was able to secure the victory with the Blade Runner. And the Good Brothers and G.O.D., they were brawling in the backstage area. So they had like a double cam set up. So, I mean, it was kind of cool. And that was that. So it was an okay episode of Impact. It could have been a lot better, but it is what it is. Now, moving on, let's talk about the Sacrifice card. Let me pull up the card real quick. I thought that the show could have been better, though, overall. Give me 1 second to pull up the card. Hold on, guys. Okay, there it is. Okay, here's the match card. So we have, I think it's 11 matches. That's kind of lengthy. Like, damn, that's a lot to fucking go through and digest. Damn. So we're gonna have a couple of pre-show matches. So I'm pretty sure Giselle Shaw versus Lady Frost, that's on the pre-show, as well as Rich Swann and Willie Mack versus Honor No More, featuring Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. So let's start off with those matches. Lady Frost will win. Moving on to the second pre-show match, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven will win. Okay, on to the main card. Let's start with Jonah versus PCO. To me, Jonah needs to win, but PCO needs to look, strong in defeat, basically. But Jonah does need to win. I do think in due time, they're going to build him up to be the next Impact World Champion in due time. That's just my fucking prediction. Next, we have Trey Miguel versus Jake Something for the Impact X Division Championship. I'm going to go with Jake Something. I do think he may have struck a deal with Impact. I do think that he's going to re-sign with the promotion. Eddie Edwards versus Rhino. Eddie Edwards. Mickie James versus Tasha Steelz for the Impact Knockouts Championship. Mickie James, obviously. The Good Brothers versus Violent by Design for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. The Good Brothers, they'll retain. Deonna Purrazzo, she's going to put one of her titles on the line. Champ, Deonna Purrazzo. Hell yeah. Against TBA. TBA. There's a possibility that maybe Taya Valkyrie could show up. There's also a possibility that we could see Ember Moon show up. So, yeah. So, Then we have Jay White versus Alex Shelley. That's going to be a fucking banger. Jay White's going to win, obviously. Moving on, The Inspiration versus The Influence. The Inspiration is going to win. It just makes sense. And Moose versus Heath for the Impact World Championship. Moose. I do think that we will see Cesaro, a.k.a. Claudio, at Sacrifice, or maybe even Samoa Joe. Although I would bring Smojo in at least around Rebellion. I think that would be great if they bring him in around that time. But hopefully we do see Claudio show up. That would be great. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.
To the